Tempted to maybe get Fatal Fury. Full throttle?
Full
Huh.
throttle?
But unironically, I am a little bit tempted to get Fatal Fury. I'm a Terry fan after playing him in Street Fighter 6. He is actually one of my favorite characters, even if I am bad at Terry. Yeah, but you know, the auto combo king doesn't listen to criticism.
To still get out of my house.
No. Wait. There we go. So you should see a 2 because I forgot to actually title this one.
Okay. Yeah, I see now. Alright, anyway, the audio, I can hear the audio.
Alright, let's take a quick look-see-loo at this dead body. I'm already seeing red hair. We need to find out who this actually is. Hold on. But there's no way to tell with the mask covering their face like that. And the white coat they're wearing makes it impossible to tell anything about the body itself. The victim is a total mystery. But one thing I do know is that whoever this is, they attacked me last night in my room. But why? How do they wind up dead in here? Can I examine the body? Sorry guys, Byakuya has to talk. We can't play the game anymore. No! Their heart isn't beating. They're not breathing. All signs of life have come to a complete stop.
Jordan, your audio ain't
Knife
included.
that's been driven into their stomach. Yeah. Their clothes are stained a bright red.
Sorry, already
It
seems
appears-
schizophrenic.
It appears... not much has changed. It appears the bleeding has stopped, but the blood that's there is still wet.
We'll hear the
Be
voices.
careful you don't touch it and get some on you. How can you be so calm at a time like this? Who is it? Their face and body are all hidden, so I don't have a clue. Pretty sure it's a girl at least. How can you tell? Well, I think I see the outline of her chest and just the general shape of the body. Yeah, the more I look, the more I'm sure it's a girl.
They have
Really?
a huge chest of this.
They couldn't be. Yes! Let's just tear the mask clean
Come
off.
on.
Honestly, I agree with that. Wait, don't. By the time he called out, it was already too late. Toko's hand shot out towards the mask, and in the next instance... There was a blinding light and a deafening roar. The body blew up. It blew up, it blew up, it blew up, it blew up, it blew up! My vision started to darken, so I prepared to pass out.
Come on.
But then, hurry up and put out the fire. As my consciousness attempted to float away, the voice reached up and pulled it back down to earth. Someone pressed something into my hands. It was a bucket of water. Come on, dump the water on it. Okay. The upper half of the body was on fire. I took aim and tossed the water as hard as I could. Thankfully, that was enough to put out the fire. It died down, leaving behind only the unpleasant smell of burning. I guess that took care of it. What the hell, man? It exploded?
What did you say?
I had a bad feeling about that body, but I never imagined it would explode. And now the body...
What?
It's burned to a crisp! That's beyond well done, man! Don't compare it to a steak. I'll never be able to eat steak again. Now that the body's charred, I really have no idea. How are we gonna find out who it was? Who isn't here right now?
What?
Huh? consider who's not here. That will quickly narrow down who it must be. There's only one person missing. It's Kyoko. Kyoko? Then that dead body is Kyoko? No, it's not. Look at the nails. No, that can't be right. Calm down. I didn't say it was Kyoko. But I mean, who else? There is one other.
In other words,
The master? What? The mastermind?
what the heck?
Come on, there's no way. The mastermind's got charred broiled? Get serious. I agree. Normally the idea wouldn't be worth considering. But I have reason to believe it may be true. The mastermind being dead would explain the other matter. Would it? Would it? Monokuma could hardly move around if its master is dead, right?
But
But that corpse is a girl, right? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, remember what Alter Ego said? So, hold on, I actually want to read this one. So that same person may very well be the mastermind who planned all this out. And according to the files, the mastermind is a man in his late 30s. It seems possible, even likely, that he's somewhere in the school right now.
what the heck?
He said the mastermind was some middle-aged dude, right? Which the corpse obviously isn't. Then, could that mean the mastermind isn't the headmaster? Is it the teenage girl Kyoko told me about? The ultimate despair? Huh? Makuru Isuba. Ikusaba. Whoopsie. The 16th student at Hope's Peak. What are you talking about? The other day, Kyoko confided in me. She said there was a 16th student here in the school. I think you'd better tell us everything you know. Well, all Kyoko told me was...
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Sounds like Kyoko thinks Mukuru Ikusaba is the mastermind.
Is that the third time we've seen that cutscene?
Maybe. So it's probably wrong. No, the headmaster isn't the mastermind. I'm sure of that. What? I don't have proof yet, but I have no doubt I'm right.
I see.
There's another student here, and it's a female. That would match the body's characteristics. And that phrase, the ultimate despair, it sounds super mastermindy, doesn't
Could
it?
it be?
Okay, so the mastermind is this
Jordan, can you
girl,
fix your mic echo?
Mukuru.
Oh shoot.
And she's a student here. And she's the ultimate despair.
Oh my gosh.
But she's been hiding here in his school like some teenage Bigfoot. How'd she wind up burnt to a crisp?
What the heck?
None of this makes any sense. To just suddenly show up and then die? I think we better take a closer look at the body. There may be some clues to help us figure out exactly who it is. Hey, wait.
What?
Aren't we forgetting something? You know, Toko.
What?
Oh yeah, she totally got blown up, huh? Forgot about her. I'm sure the explosion vaporized her. Oh god. God couldn't let me be happy, I guess. Oh, she survived. Oh, she survived.
Stop talking.
You declared for the whole world to hear that you would never again inhale a single molecule of oxygen. What
What the heck?
This is the strangest back and forth I've ever seen. Can I look at the body now? Take a closer look at the body one more time. One more time? I didn't have time to even take one look at it. Watch yourself, Makoto. She may be dead, but she's still a girl. But don't worry, I don't plan on touching the body all that much. I'm not Kyoko after all. Alright. So, painted nails. That's pretty important. A hard drive, we'll pick that up later. Hold on. There's something on the ground. Guess we'll pick up the hard drive now. There's something next to the body. It's a key. Oh. It's not like a hard drive. Alright. Is that what Kyoko took from Monokuma?
So,
Okay. No. Shaped like Monokuma. This isn't anything like that. This key is.
What?
Can I just keep that? What is it? Did you find something? Yeah, this is on the ground near the body. I've never seen this key. Ugh, I've never seen this key before. What could it possibly go to? So, even you don't know that? Kodo, I'm going to give you a very important task.
I see.
That key might give you access to certain areas we thought were locked.
So
You mean-
in other words,
The biolab, the data center, the headmaster's room, and the dorm rooms on the second floor. It's in your hands. So I'm your errand boy now? But I didn't even... I hate this! Let me in! Let me in! I'm not done investigating, you fool! Ugh. Okay, biolab? The biolab over here, right? Anytime I think I've found some, like, you know, some common ground with Byakuya, he then sends me off and makes it so that way I can't have fun anymore. Biolab was definitely locked before. Okay, let's give it a shot. When I went to insert the key I found in the garden into the keyhole, the key isn't even close to fitting. Which means the key doesn't go to this room. Okay. Where else can I check again? Okay, data center. I could go check out the office, maybe. Maybe that could open, that'd be fun. Key to the data center. Oh, sorry. Shot. Oh! It fits! And there's the key to the data center. I managed to unlock the data center! I guess all that running around paid off. I have to go tell everyone. No. Oh, come on! Let me check it out first! God damn. So, you're back. How'd it go? Found out which room the key goes to. It's the data center down on the 4th floor. And we can get into the data center now?
see.
Interesting. How did... But why did the now deceased have to be on this? I suppose we'll just have to go to the data center and find out. Yeah, I think you're right. Move, Byakuya! Move! Here we are. Looks like the door's still unlocked. Hey, so when you open that door, there's not gonna be another huge kaboom like before, right? You're asking that question now? Don't worry, we have Makoto.
In
What?
other words,
It's in your hands. Again? It means I trust you. That's an absolute lie. I'm just being used. Stupid idiots hiding in the corner. Reached out and put my hand on the handle. I closed my eyes and tried to clear my mind. With a silent prayer, I slowly opened the door. Nothing happened. After making sure I was still alive, I slowly opened my eyes. In a word, the room was strange. I mean, all the rooms up till now were strange, but this room had a special kind of strangeness. It wasn't a surface fear like the rest of the school. Here, the fear was lurking behind the surface. The room was filled with that kind of dread.
What?
Hey, that's... Hiro extended a trembling hand and pointed. Look at all those monitors. Look at all those monitors on the wall. Look what they're showing. Each monitor displayed a different section of the school. The dorms, the classrooms, each part of the school was covered.
What?
It's the direct feed from every single surveillance camera. All the cameras in the school feed back into this room. And they're displayed here on these monitors.
So that's it.
So the sole purpose of this room is to watch us. To watch us? Then this
It's
room
all
is
clear now.
the Mastermind's private room, without a doubt. Mastermind's room. I guess that makes sense. So the Mastermind was here. Watching us. And I think this settles it. The body in the garden. If they had the key to this room, it can only mean one thing. That was the body of Mukuru Ikusaba. And she was the Mastermind. That the Mastermind is dead? Like, really, really dead? It would seem so. For serious? I'm tired. Mastermind is dead? Can that really be true? Does that mean it's all over? Because, I mean, that body... Whatever happened, they obviously didn't die a natural death. So, who was it? But if the Mastermind really is dead, that means we can finally get out of this
How
hellhole.
about that?
We gotta hurry and find the exit, come on!
That's enough.
No, we have to check this area thoroughly. But what about the exit? If the Mastermind truly is dead, we have to leave we can leave whenever we decide to. But right now, we need to find out why the Mastermind set this up. Set up this life or death game in the first place. I'm bothered by the fact that the Mastermind was obviously murdered.
What?
Murdered? Where's my phone at, actually? Hold on, I need to check something. So you think so too, huh?
Naturally.
The state of the corpse makes it plain as day. There's absolutely no doubt. The Mastermind was murdered.
What?
Why's it gotta be that way? I mean, who could have even done it?
Such ignorance.
That's exactly why I said we need to investigate the purpose and identity of the Mastermind.
I'm telling you!
Now do you understand? Wait, I'm not talking like you ever again. I'm sick of you. Wait a minute. I don't like you. The Mastermind's body and why they were killed. This room may very well hold the answers to those questions. After all, the Mastermind must have spent who knows how much time here. Okay then, let us begin our search. It's time to uncover the identity of the Mastermind. We got computers. Isn't there supposed to be another room here? Oh, the Monokuma door. Right, yeah. The door's kind of creepy. It's got a picture of Monokuma on it. Look at the inside. No luck. Door's locked, huh? What if you use the key that opened this door? Let's give it a try, just in case. Nope, no good. It won't even fit in the keyhole.
Yeah!
Aww. Well, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. The Mastermind's dead, right? So nothing's gonna happen to us. Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't stop thinking about that door with Monokuma's picture on it. But worrying about it isn't gonna do me any good. Ina's right. The Mastermind's gone, so there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. There's a bunch of computers all lined up. They look like high-performance PCs. Nothing like the ancient laptop Alter Ego was installed on. They're all on, but they seem to be locked. So what? We can't do anything? Just use your fighting spirit to force your way in. The Mastermind must be using... The Mastermind must have been using these to monitor the network. And Alter Ego. You may well be right about that. But there's no point in talking about it now. You're right. See? There's nothing showing up on this one. Hey! Look next to that TV! Isn't that a TV antenna?
How about that?
It is! It's just like the one my grandma uses. It's totally one of those high-def antennas. Wait, so if we hook up that antenna, we can watch TV? Did someone say TV?
You know?
Well, well, Saturday morning, Hina's here. Are you talking about me? Anyway, if we can watch TV, let's do it. Come on, come on. What the? I can, what? Well, here's a little fun fact for Danganronpa. If you press LB, you can just hide the HUD. I guess if you want to take like a picture of, just a picture of someone. That's such a weird feature.
You know?
Camera mode, man.
But there's no...
They got everything. The VNs now.
Yeah. Ah, you're all
You can
starved for
save,
info from the outside
load.
world, huh?
Rewind.
Alright, let me work my magic and you'll be quantum leaping your way to the TV land before you know it. I mean, I get the reference, but what's he talking about? There's monitors. It's a really ridiculous number of monitors here. The mastermind's been using them all to spy on us.
You know?
Oh. Oh. What's wrong? Good news for all of you Saturday morning kiddies out there. I think I got the TV working. Really? Yeah. Now all we gotta do is switch it on. Then do it. Freaking idiot mastermind. Oh, you guys need to cut free from your regrets of the outside world. And they were sitting here watching TV the whole time? They really thought they could get away with it? This is... It's the feed coming from the surveillance camera monitoring this room,
What the
isn't it?
heck?
Huh. That's weird.
Come on.
Hey, what are you doing? That's really weird.
But
But this TV isn't hooked up to anything but the antenna. So how is it showing the camera feed?
Well,
You should try changing the channel?
um,
Oh, good idea. Let's give that a try. Jiro went through each channel one by one. But every channel, it was just us. It was a live feed of us standing there in the data center.
what the heck?
Is it broken or
Could
something?
it be?
No, there must be some kind of trick to it. Some weird setup. A trick? What kind of trick?
Actually,
I'm not sure, but... Huh?
huh?
Eh?
what?
Been a while, you freaking bastards! Monokuma? Me? Dead? Don't be freaking stupid!
What?
You're acting kind of strange. Something seems different.
Of course.
Of course I'm different. Evolution isn't perfectly natural. After all, I've been hibernating for 2 years already. Not either. It's been like half a day at most. Alive again. Oh yeah, that's it. The look on your faces right now is sublime. That's what I wanted to see. The moment you went from hope to despair. Don't tell me you pretended to be dead, all for this moment. Why would a bear pretend to be dead? You're the ones who should pretend to be dead when you see a bear. I mean, that's totally laughable. It makes me laugh. I'm gonna laugh now.
Well now.
That's that. Well, it's almost time to cut your past so full of hope. And begin to despair at the future ahead of you. Something got in my throat. I need water. Where's the water at? I want you to have way more fun in this killing game. You can't be serious. We have to keep going.
Let me out of here!
No, we're supposed to get out of here. Get out of here? Are you still obsessed with getting out of here?
Unbelievable.
How do you not get it? There's no getting out of here. And besides, this life isn't all bad, you know? I mean, there's stuff you won't like about life no matter where you are. If it's the worst, does that mean you're in despair?
Well, now.
Whew, I'm pooped from all that laughing. I guess I'll just get to the point now.
Hey,
Point? You guys really struck gold when you found that TV. Yes, indeed. That TV is an essential part of your school life here.
What?
I knew it was hiding a secret of some kind.
Heck?
But I connected the antenna, so it's just showing us the surveillance feed. Look how attentive they are now. Well then, I'm gonna let you in on a blood-gushing secret and tell you all about it. The TV is absolutely, without a doubt, displaying the signal coming in on the antenna. But what's that mean?
What the heck? Unbelievable.
You're so stupid. Don't you get it? Fine, I'll just tell you.
Thrills, chills, kills!
This killing game is being broadcast live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV.
Extreme!
This killing game is being broadcasted live to the entire world. It's the most popular thing on TV. It doesn't matter how many times it says it, I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I mean, even if I understood those words, I'm not sure I understand the deeper meaning. Well, broadcast live to the entire world? What kind of bad joke is that? It can't be. Have they taken over the airwaves somehow?
Oh no!
The camera feeds me broadcast? No way, that's impossible! That kind of overconfidence is a major weakness in your crisis management system, you know that? All you need is one weird trick that one weird trick I found, and hijacking the airwaves is easy mode. Are you being serious right now?
Of course!
I heard a kind of creaking, but the sound was coming from my own mind. Like a boat tossing in the ocean, my mind had began to creak and groan. Everything has a meaning, you know. All those hints I gave you, all those tantalizing tidbits about the school's mysteries? Even me luring you here right now? Why would I do any of that without a reason? It was all for my captive audience, to show them true despair, like they've never seen before. Sorry. I became the director of a despair-based production. This is the ultimate reality show, the best in despair entertainment. You're lying. If this was on TV, the police and everyone else would be going crazy. Yeah. There's no way they wouldn't have tried to come and rescue us.
Actually,
What if they already did?
yes indeed.
But then again, it's not really any of their business, right? Sure, some people might yell at their TV to try and warn you, but who would actually come here to help? Don't you think that's possible? Oops, almost pressed auto accidentally. I don't really know personally though, so whatever.
This can't be.
But to take control of all communications like that, you need an astronomical amount of resources. Yep. So how could things have come this far?
Yeah!
That's a secret. There's something you all need to do first, remember?
Of course.
Yeah, duh. Here's that little business of...
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Huh? Class trial? Do you mean...
It's the Monokuma file!
I'll leave the next Monokuma file right here. Everyone give it all you got, okay?
Heart-pounding excitement!
Okay. Things are gonna get pretty crazy from here on out. You're in for a heck of a ride.
I can't wait!
And then, he was gone. Reality was incomprehensible. The truth hopelessly out of reach. All we were left with was despair. We stood there for I don't know how long, frozen in place. I couldn't think. It took everything I had just to keep myself standing upright. I don't understand any of this. What's Despair Entertainment and how is he still
I'm
alive?
sick of this.
I thought that finally could get out of here.
Stop
Shut
talking.
up. Well, that part's obvious. The class trial is the class trial. What it means is that, at this point, we have to figure out who the culprit is. Figure out who killed Kyoko. What?
The heck?
What are you talking about? I thought Makuro Ikusaba was the one who died. I don't know why, but that's twisting my tongue. The victim was female, right? Kyoko certainly fulfills that condition. And if Monokuma is still alive and active, that means the mastermind Mukuru Ikusaba isn't dead. So naturally, the body can't belong to her. So it must be Kyoko. There's no other possibility. The body is Kyoko's? Kyoko's been murdered? No, it's not possible. Because I don't know anything about her yet. I don't even know who she really is. It had to end like this? I don't believe it. I refuse to believe it. Whether you believe it or not doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. If you refuse to believe it, it's your responsibility to uncover the truth for yourself. Myself. Anyway, we'd better begin.
But
If we're gonna have a class trial, then that means
That's
the killer... Correct. It must be someone participating in our school. Wait, so you're saying one of us killed Kyoko? Well, that's not precisely what I'm saying.
Huh?
No. Huh? But
Stop
you said...
talking.
I don't have time to explain that. There's a veritable mountain of issues I need to confront. So I'm going to begin my search. If you value your lives, you'll put everything you have into this. This is how this game works, after all. Well, I better start by checking out the Monokuma file. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They also had been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. So even the Monokuma file doesn't tell us who the victim actually was. The unidentified body.
The guitar is going crazy.
Yeah, no, I have no choice. I have to investigate. Okay, the cowbell is still here. Just need to listen for a second.
Cowbell!
I have to uncover the truth for myself. No matter what, I have to find out what happened, or we're all dead. I need to go back to the scene of the crime. Back to the garden. Man, this feels like the final one, you know?
They're ramping it up.
Okay, time to get started. I need to check anywhere that might be important, from one end to the other. I need to do what I always do. So, let's check this out first. But, these look like fragments of something. They're all burned, so I can't really be sure, but I feel like I've seen something like it before. But where? Wait, was it there? I have to double check that later. Fragments near the dead body have been added to the food section. I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about there. If I check the body more thoroughly, maybe then I'll... Yep. This isn't Kyoko just by the fingernails alone. Also a symbol on the hand. Huh? There's something weird about the body's fingernails. These are fake nails. They're really long. They seem like they get in the way of a normal activity. There's also something on the back of her right hand. Is this a tattoo? It got burned, so I can't make out the whole thing, but it looks like a picture of a dog or something. I've never seen anything like it before. That all I can see? Can I see just like the actual head? The top half of the bot? Yeah, from the water. Yeah. Strange. Isn't, right? Right burn. Oh. Hair is pretty long. Heels, that seems kind of important. The lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. Which explains why the bottom half is wet. There's nothing strange about that, right? Okay, there's something else I haven't seen completely yet. What am I missing? Oh, the knife wound. Obviously. I'm being stupid. White jacket the victim was wearing got totally burned up. There's only one little piece left. Oh, wait. Or half the body. Who am I missing? Because I checked that. That's gotta be the knife wound, right? Something weird about the body's fingernails. Yeah. What am I missing? Because it won't let me move the camera, I can't. Okay, so it just said, okay. Let's check this real quick. To be sure, I should take a look at the shed. This room is dusty and disorganized, in other words, a pretty stereotypical tool shed. Is this a tarp? Wait, was there a tarp in here before? Probably look into that, it could be related to the case. I feel like I'm missing something in here, but I'm trying to remember what. Guess not. There's a knife laying on the ground. Is this? Must be the knife that was stuck in the body before it exploded. The force of the explosion must have thrown it over there. Monokuma File said the knife went all the way through the body from front to back. Does that mean this knife is what caused the fatal injury? Either way, this knife, it looks really familiar. Wait, is this? That's it! It's the knife that person was holding. It's getting really weird. There's too many strange coincidences. Whoever this person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. And that same knife was used to stab the same masked attacker we found here. So maybe this masked person got stabbed because when they attacked, I was in a kind of trance. Maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife. Maybe then This really is Kyoko. You mean Kyoko is the one that attacked me? Why the mask? I just don't know. I don't remember anything clearly from last night. No, it can't be. There's no way! I'm trying to think. What else? The chickens. I remember there's some chickens. Wait, there's one missing. What? The chicken is plot relevant? What's going on, Makoto? Oh, I'm glad you're here. Listen, you remember how many chickens there were? Of course, there were precisely 5. Yeah, right? What's wrong? There's only 4 chickens here now. And we're 1 short. Huh? Ah! That's so weird. I wonder what. I was down here just before nighttime last night, and there were definitely 5 chickens then. What? What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related to the case? Let's check here. Panel extra sprinklers. They're set to turn on at 7:30 every morning, and Monokuma said the time positively couldn't be changed. Wait, hold on. Sprinklers turn on at 7:30 each morning, right? And if the body was here before then, the sprinklers should have gotten it wet. Which would mean the murder must have taken place. Okay. It's all starting to come together. Trying to think if I miss anything. Okay, no. Those are just fragments. Do I have to talk to all these people? Or is there... Oh no. Let's put out the sprinklers.
I'm sure
On,
Toko
maybe
has
the
some
Monica
very
plan.
interesting information.
We're skipping her. Here, let's get through hers first. This is gonna be probably the final time I talk with her. So who does the body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to feign anymore. And just like that, you're worthless. Good to know. Maybe let's talk to Byakuya, since he's the only one who's actually trying to look. Good timing, Makoto. I want to talk to you. What about? What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words,
I'd like to hear your alibi.
in other words,
Correct. I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. Well, I was sick. So I was asleep I pressed LB again. I was asleep all night. But why are you asking about that now? And what's nighttime got to do with
naturally.
it? Isn't it obvious? The murder took place after nighttime. How can you know that for sure? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma, whose hero's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days, so I figured he'd be in here. I can confirm that's when I arrived last night. There was no body here.
In other words,
So the murder could have only taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, and Hina and I were in the gym together the entire night last night. What? Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's room to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have an airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are me and Kyoko.
that's right.
And if the victim really is Kyoko, then I'm the only one without an alibi. Also, when we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
But you never came to the door. So where precisely were you? I'm telling the truth, I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever, so that's hardly an alibi. I know. So, what now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage here. I'm the only one without an alibi. That's really bad, isn't it? That's just a monitor. Anything else here? Let's talk to Hina. I don't want to talk to Yuri yet. Listen, Makoto. You remember how the body looked, before it blew up? If I remember right, wearing some kind of mask and a big white coat. Some kind of knife sticking out of his stomach, and the area around it was stained with blood. Apparently the wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Yakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody. But how much blood there was on the body, I didn't see any on the ground around it. I think I messed up that sense, but who cares? Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Well, having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better too. So thank you too. Alright, it's 11 o'clock right now. Okay. Yeah. Jordan, you good bud? Had to let one squeak on by?
Serious?
I'm not here.
You heard the man. Oh well, I was just thinking about when we first found the body. When the body was found, huh? I should look back at what I did this morning to help me remember when that was. Akuma's announcement woke me up at 7 o'clock as usual, and I headed to the dining hall pretty soon. Once I got there, I met up with Hina. That was right around 7:30. Then I head to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to go get the pickaxe, and that's when she found the body. What time was it then? By now. Now then, Toko, what time is it? 9 o'clock. That's right, it had to be right around 9 o'clock. Ah, now that you mention it, I think you're right. So I can think we can say for sure the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job's done. That's a pretty small job. Dragon Slaying. Oh god. What is this supposed to be? I'm trying to remember, but I can't think. Somewhere else. What? Oh, what do you mean here? I'm just picking anything that I stop. Oh, that's hurt. I don't know what. What have I not? What? I have not done it. I don't think I've. What have I missed out? What? What have I missed out on? There's nothing I missed out. I've talked to literally alright, yeah, I gotta finish the Yaku's send.
In other words.
No?
That's right.
What else is there? There's literally nothing else.
You gotta check, man.
I've checked everything.
Did you check the ceiling?
Yes.
The knife?
Yes.
Hero?
Yes.
Yoko?
Yes. You have
Yakuya?
something useful to say again, man? I've literally talked to everyone. There's nothing.
Why is Hiro and Byakuya's thing pink?
They're all pink because those are people.
Oh, okay.
Here's...
Let's check. Let me pull up the guide. There we go.
So what do I gotta check out?
I'm looking at it, man.
I'm working on it.
Did you check the chart and good?
So I got... Oh, I already pointed that out, but do I gotta look at it again? Top is... Oh wait, hold on. The top is wet and covered with mud and grime. But the underside is totally clean and completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. Okay. The only thing in here that concerns me. Is that it? Why did it let me leave the shed? It never did that when... Okay.
Mystery of the shed.
Somewhere I need to go in order to confirm my suspicions, and I still need to find out more about Kyoko. Okay. That corpse really Kyoko, if that's true. What was that about? Was that also Kyoko who attacked me last night? Probably not. Oh, okay, I guess we're gonna go into her
It's all
room now.
clear now.
What?
Wait, do I gotta ask him first or no? Hey, Byakuya, if you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it. Later, at the class trial. Oh no, it's not about that. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I'm afraid I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect after all. Of course, if I were to go with you, that would be a different story. Then will you go with me? Sorry, I have my own... You fucking dick! Sorry, but you can't look at vital evidence right now. I gotta go fuck off in the court. Thanks, Byakuya. Okay, I gotta find the fragment, right? I gotta figure out where that fragment came from. I'm gonna be honest here, I'm drawing
Go
blanks.
to the gym.
The gym? You want me to go? Okay.
Go to the gym.
Okay. The stairs of this place again. I hate this place. I feel like I didn't explore this place at all. I pressed it. Lord.
I don't think anything happened on the fourth floor.
Well, we went there to go check out the poison and all, but like, there wasn't even like murder in there. Which kind of made it suck.
Oh my gosh, imagine if Ninja had a lotte perfecto.
I don't hear or understand.
That meme
A
is
bit
not
of what came out of your
masturbating,
mouth.
man. Alright, it's time to give it a rest.
Lotte perfect.
So...
No, lotte. Okay.
Examine the body.
Body.
Lotte perfect.
Akuma's
Kabana
laying
Kuma.
this man on the floor, but I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
Oh, that was the bomb.
Microsoft Technical Support.
Wait,
Okay.
so that bomb was no doubt about the fragments I found in the garden. Did Yaki be just standing outside the gym? Because I know he's not going to be in the gym because he's too afraid to go into the gym. Nope, I gotta go all the way up.
Let me see where he is.
Better be at the garden.
He's in the garden.
God damn. Okay.
Would I have killed them to add like a
An
teleport thing?
elevator?
Yeah, just like fast travel.
I think there is a fast travel in this game. Didn't like the tutorials say about it? I just forgot how to do it.
Oh, let me look it up.
Yeah, and we're kind of it's already a little bit too late for that.
I just want to see if there is one.
Yeah, sure, go check.
Yeah, I can still save us a little bit of time.
Oh, there's a sprint button.
Is that Omni-Man in a One Piece?
Did I forget that there's a sprint button? I think I forgot that there's a sprint button.
Yeah.
Silly me.
Hit F1 to enter your handbook. Then select the map. You can move around the map with WASD.
In
but
console!
You can also... I'm reading... I don't have one for console. You don't have to go there and just start pressing buttons.
I did not click the camera. Might have clicked the camera. I clicked the camera again. I know for a fact I didn't click that camera. Yakio, could I please go
Let's
now?
go. I have
Please, Yakio, can we please go
Goddamn
to
jackass.
the movie?
Okay,
It's like you.
God.
Makoto, I need you to go to the gym for me.
Well
And I
then,
need
here
you
we are.
to figure out everything for me because I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit in the garden like I did, guys.
Not even gonna go and, like, investigate? Dumbass. We got a manifesto. So this is Kyoko's room.
Oh my god. One more and I'm actually gonna
There's
die.
something on the table. It's a wood block decoration.
What?
What's that? What's the purpose? What purpose does it serve? I think it's probably a key. A locker at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't really surprise me. It's hard to picture Byakuya doing something like that.
It's certainly possible.
But if it is a key, I think I might know what it unlocks. Really? What? Unless I'm mistaken.
Jordan, the Echo.
I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo
What?
that might... Dojo? So do I need to take this with me, or do we just...
You got
Okay.
the wood block.
I gotta look around more. Nice. Yep.
Break the bin.
There's the bathroom. Okay. There's, not much. You want the Yaki? I didn't mean to
What?
want to come here, right? So, what is it you're looking for? Nothing in particular. I just thought we might find some kind of clue that might help us understand Kyoko.
Come on.
Can't be serious. That's why you made me take time out of my search to come here. Sorry. Regardless, if you plan on poking around at random, you're doomed no matter how much time you take. Surely you have something more concrete, something to give us more... Yeah, I know, that's why I want to go!
Shenanigans. Oh, I had that
What's
We have to have a brain cell.
Gave it to me. She said if something ever happened, I should open it. Well, something has certainly happened, so open it. Okay. I opened the envelope and what's inside. Inside was a single piece of paper. under the sheets.
What?
That's all that was in there? Yeah, it looks like it. But something hidden under the bed sheet? Part of me didn't expect to find anything, but I lifted up the sheets. What's this? I found a crumpled up piece of paper. Class 78 student registry. Jordan, could you please fix the echo, man? It's kind of driving me a little bit crazy.
I forgot. My bad.
Mukuru Ikusaba. Thanks, man.
I see.
It appears to be Mukuru Ikusaba's profile. Yeah, it looks like it. That's probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room along with the key. That must be the blank that Monokuma was talking about. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing and that this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Okay. Main effort to pull myself together, then look down at the profile sheet. Ultimate Soldier. Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information and she was never found. However, she reappeared in Japan 3 years later alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. She insisted that she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. Okay, so Fenrir, wolf deity thing, Majig, I think that's Norse. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, no, that's Norse mythology. And so I'm guessing that's the tattoo. So the person we killed was Mukuru Ikusabe. This doesn't feel real.
You say it's different every time.
Oh. Well, what can you do? I only heard it once.
Hobby?
Sobi. I'm gonna use that now. Next time that shows up, I'm calling her Sobi. This doesn't feel real. The world I grew up in, it's like a completely different dimension. It's like one's non-fiction and the other is sci-fi. There's no way to even compare the two. That's how different this is. Ugh. That's how I saw things just as an ordinary person, but then
I see.
I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. Huh? You recognize it?
Naturally.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. But they have their uses, and they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. This is all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say, I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir is already...
Found it! Whoa! I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero.
It's you!
What? What have you got in your pretty little hand there? What? Oh, you found her profile!
So what if we did?
Hey, come
freak
on
me.
now.
Don't freak out on me. I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. And in case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko. Either. Even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? Who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know.
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations.
Hmm.
Of course I am!
A proper school is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself.
So you're saying you have to follow the rules as well?
Of course! Absolutely! I can't have you complaining about how unfair it is, now can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting?
Interesting?
It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in the killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? I was thinking I should probably clarify that.
Hey,
Oh, wait. Oh, hey, this is actually kind of cool. Wait, hold on. Okay, so... What's her name? Her name's... Junko, right? Yeah, Junko. I checked out the profile. Long fingernails. That's a little connection there. Anyway, when you all first got together in the main hallway back when, there were 15 people there, right? I think the first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. Misunderstanding? Are you saying?
words,
That's right! There weren't actually 15 of you!
indeed.
The total number of students taking part in this killing game was actually 16! 16? Then...
Mukuro Ikusaba,
Ikusaba. Mukuro Ikusaba.
the 16th student,
Good God, I'm
lying
actually gonna
hidden
forget
somewhere
about that
in the
over and
school.
over again, by the way.
The one they call the ultimate despair. Watch out for her.
Ikari, Shinji.
16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. It's part of the school life. So the one making all the regulations is...
Why?
Why?
Huh?
Did you say something?
Why are you telling us this?
Oh, well, because, like I told you, the killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've got so many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know.
Yes, indeed.
Makes sense.
Well now.
Okay, that's all you get for now. Oh, actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you.
Revenge.
I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with you.
Seriously?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves, day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see.
What?
Okay, now that's all you get.
Monokuma's account. Kyoko wears gloves to cover up a bunch of scars? Okay, so on the back of her hand... That tattoo... Wait, but no, Monokuma specifically said they were scars, right? So that's why Kyoko wears those gloves to hide the scars, which means... Those fake nails on the corpse... Yeah. Are you thinking about Kyoko again? Huh?
What?
Forget about her. What matters now is uncovering Monokuma's trap. His trap?
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, right? Which means Mukuro... Yeah, I think I said it right. Who cares?
Mukuro.
Mukuro. I don't care.
Kangaroo.
Dangan Grandpa.
poop.
That's her name. That's her name.
Mukuro, right?
She is Danganronpa.
Very cool.
It was you? You're the Danganronpa? Trigger Happy Havoc.
Oh my gosh, he said
Alright,
the
it's
name of the...
Mukuro, right? Mukuro?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. You fucking dumbass! God, how dense can you be? How would he tell us that? And why now? He said he wanted to make things clear so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. Good God. That's why Monokuma revealed
Just start
the
calling her
existence-
Danganronpa.
I'm tempted.
Just do it.
But she's not the main mastermind. I want to find who the main mastermind is and call that person Danganronpa. And I think I have a small little idea. But I'm not sharing any of my theories yet. She needs to make our Cat, what are you doing? Okay, can you get up? Thank you. Alright. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case.
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps she's
Oh,
the one
God.
who killed Kyo. What? That would explain why we have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student, she killed someone. That would make her part of the school killing game. Mukuro is the killer? She killed Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? In fact, that's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began. Well, you
What?
should stop thinking, because apparently you're not good at it. But based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. Oh. Huh? What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the ultimate despair, was the mastermind's true identity. But if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves to us? That's a good
So
point.
in other words,
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold to say the least. It makes more sense than to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit. So that's the trap. It wants to suspect Mukuro. Come to the wrong conclusion. I don't know why, but her name is actually giving me the most trouble in all of this game. Anyway, that's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible if that's really true. Mukuro isn't the killer, then who is? Well then, I believe our work here is finished. Let's move on. I'm sure there are other places in need of our investigation. Did you find out if that key and the dojo are really connected?
let's go.
Well, are you coming? Am I coming? You're following me, idiot! There are wooden lockers here? Wood block keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to the one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found at the locker. On that locker, right? Well, just try it. Okay. There we go, man. Took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and the locker eagerly accepted the key. Eagerly. Jesus Christ. And it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Alright? Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a waddled up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that bloodstain? If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. If duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something
Very
wrong?
strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. How did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Yakuya, forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location? There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Fenrir, you mean the mercenary group that Mukuru? Yeah, Mukuru was a part of? But... well, how? How are we supposed to find out about it? Isn't it obvious? We're in this school. Where in this school would you go and do research on something? Not the archive. Okay, we're going to the archive. Let's go. That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access
Let's
to.
go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins. Let's hurry. Oh, I believe there's a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. Yakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to the shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. Quickly return with the file in hand. I need to drink some water first.
Here's what I see.
Water!
Take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They have been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded.
What?
What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality. The only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here. An unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it, Port said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir? Could that mean? Yep. Oh, here we go!
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us, organisms, the earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later!
Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial. It would seem that way. Let's go. I want out of here! Okay. Whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together.
Ah,
Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point?
Hey. What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10. Why? What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or... Or what? Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that?
What? Made you wait? You got all backwards. You're the ones making me wait.
Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now. So it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now.
If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey.
I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko? You're still alive? No! That's a ghost!
If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
is that
I
right?
made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong?
You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty, officially. But I bet you'll be sorry later. Shing! Now, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, I'll see you...
Almost said that in a southern accent.
Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you.
Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really did die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right! No, we gotta deal with the ghost! I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long?
But...
I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Kyoko! Hi! Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of...
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late?
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But we're on the second floor of the dorms, and that's what the key found goes
Wrong.
to? Actually, to be precise, it's not
In
quite.
other words...
I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in this school. What?
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in more trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto,
I think I just didn't finish words there. We can go over all the details after we get through this trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current
it
situation,
would seem...
because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? That's a strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Let's go. I need more water. And the doors slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes while preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We all just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. Dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Good God, this is colorful!
I can't wait!
Ah, I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. Time for pointless jokes.
Why are we in a Garden of Bam Bam level?
The time for pointless jokes and jazz has passed.
Thrills, chills, kills!
So the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class
A deadly
trial.
epileptic seizure!
Not yet.
This looks like that level from Tartarus. There's less about the flashing lights, it's just bright.
I need more water. You know, this is probably... I've gotten like 1, 2... I've gotten 4 skills this entire playthrough. Okay.
Well, at least Taka was one of them.
Yeah.
Well, that matters.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
This is
So,
a Roblox
your votes
lobby.
will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment.
Take a cake and
But if you pick
Get
the
digestive
wrong
simulator.
one, then I'll
good
punish
simulator.
everyone besides the blackened, and the
really?
one that deceived everyone
I had
else
fun.
will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Listen, we don't find it funny anymore because we're old.
Well then, let's discuss the
We're
specifics of the
30-year-old
victim.
men, Tanner.
we are not 30.
First, we need to
pushing
clarify who
29.
exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other
We're
explanation.
just innocent men.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just
think
have
yours
to
got
prove
pointed.
that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her
The portrait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm stuck with an idiot.
He's acting like an idiot. Throw you off.
Okay. Oh, these are all good ones.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay,
What's
prove
that do?
it. Prove she's not a ghost.
I don't know.
The
They're
dead
all
body
pretty
wasn't
good.
wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely Kyoko.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Figure it out.
That Kyoko there is just a
Yeah.
Impossible.
Okay, then
What do you think it is?
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
they got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah,
That's gonna
been
hit.
wearing gloves.
God damn it.
Because that corpse is absolutely
This entire discussion is
Alright, alright. I guess I'm just gonna have to sit back.
that Kyoko there is just okay, then prove
The
it.
dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the
Then she was wearing gloves.
well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
I don't think I
What?
understand it.
Okay. What?
What are your options again?
That
It's-
Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Body analysis, fake nails, tattoo on right hand.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
Oh.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Okay, fake nails on what?
Then she was wearing
It's the
gloves
one you're
before
looking
the
at.
explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Oh, okay. Good job. I didn't think of that one. This just felt like
You wanna fit?
this is stupid.
No.
You
There's no
say it
way
every
the corpse
time.
was wearing gloves.
This one is literally stupid because we're arguing over
stupid.
nothing.
They were
No, this
wearing
one is
fake
actually
nails,
Fair enough.
remember?
Fair enough.
I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain.
like, why are we even doing this? Why are we even humoring this idiot?
Oh, actually, let me look. How long is this one?
Oh,
Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird
This
for someone
one
who's self-conscious
isn't
about their
that
hands
long, I don't
to
think.
wear fake nails.
I don't remember how long the
Don't
other
you
ones were.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Hero, you're an idiot.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Why do we have to waste like?
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Or anything, we have to identify the victim. Okay.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
No,
Stupid.
it's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? You really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Which that represents Fenrir. Okay. This is a tough one, guys.
Dog. No.
Now I understand.
Pointless! This is actually pointless!
The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Why did it do that?
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf face.
That was
He's
actually
the
just a
child
waste
of
of
the tree
time.
god,
That
look.
wasted my time
And
for
the
5
female
seconds.
giant.
5 seconds of wasted time I will never get back now.
After all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Now you see, if this was Hiru, it would have been Doggy with a Y.
Then that means...
Sorry, a doggy
Exactly.
with an I.
The body we found had a tattoo of
That's
a
what
wolf,
we're on.
which means that
I
person
used to think
must
it was
have once
cool.
belonged to Fenrir.
Why did you stop thinking that? Was it after the,
Mom incident.
Well, hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
we already said, what did he say? The,
You sound
Forgot what he
surprised.
said.
mother,
But you're
was it
absolutely
mother loving
right.
brother? What did he say?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a clue-last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto,
Positive.
right?
Fortnite. Oh dear.
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Is he washed?
Who was she? Who? She's
Not
been
about
gone
Fortnite,
this
about live
whole
service
time?
games. And Fortnite,
She
console,
finally
and
turns
Marvel
out to
Legends
get
are all on
killed.
here.
Okay.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us. Just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Hugo and Genocide Jack!
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
The only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Then I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Whoopsie. Skip this.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. and I don't have an alibi. 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Okay then, it's like the game has begun. Yeah, I gotta provide an alibi! Alright, probably sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
We've established a time that took place somewhere between 9 o'clock. Yep, and Makoto.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
The other moment?
Shoot!
Okay.
We've established a time frame
For the murder.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night
I just
and
missed
9
that one.
o'clock
In the morning. Yep, and Makoto.
Yeah, from 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
But this should, right?
We've established
A time frame. It took
place somewhere between 10 o'clock and...
There we go.
No, it's wrong. Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on! I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
What?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Okay. Shouldn't I just... Got it.
I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No,
No, I'm
no,
good, tired
no!
of
That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this. I admit nothing. No, no, no! That's enough! How can you say it was...
This should prove it.
You're stupid!
Exploded body now. Okay, that's automatic.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion.
Dude, pretty good.
You'll see
Like,
why
total
it
of like
wasn't
30.
the sprinklers.
I did just spam the little thingamabob.
Yes.
The top half of the body was wet.
I don't
yes,
like it.
But the bottom half was
I
completely
think they should
dry.
uninstall the entire minigame.
If the sprinklers got the body wet,
Don't worry, there's more
shouldn't
minigames
the
down there
whole
too.
body have
Fuck.
been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because
I poured water on it. With a bucket.
while the
There was
body
a
was
water
still on
bucket.
fire, I doused
And I
it with
released
water.
the water from the
But
water
only
bucket.
the part on fire, the top half.
I guess you could say. I'm gonna stop right
Then
there.
I
No,
guess the
I'm
sprinklers...
not gonna do that.
I'll do it. Water
So
bucket.
if the sprinklers didn't get
Release.
the body wet, then the murder
you, I
must
guess.
have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it! I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you!
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Mukuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone?
I'd just like to say one thing.
Yeah?
If you vote for me, and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Okay, thanks for throwing me under the bus, I guess.
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
Huh?
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
Tar.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she make me want to look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp, if it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? But the body...
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refuse what Kyoko said. Body.
By covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
What do I
By
use
covering
here?
the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is
You want
because the
a
sprinkler got that
A
side
little bit,
wet.
actually. I'm not gonna
But
lie.
the
I
underside of the tarp,
kind of turned my brain off
it
for a
was
second.
totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body,
On which one?
of course it didn't get dirty.
That'd be. I think it would be.
That didn't get dirty because
Okay.
it was covered in blood.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
By covering the body, the killer prevents. So the reason that was because the spring, but the underside, it was totally. It's because that side
It was since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
You gotta be shitting me.
By covering the body, the killer prevents.
I'm
the
so
reason
ass
that
at aiming.
because the spring, but the underside, it was totally. It's because
That side was protected, but since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
Thank you.
No, it's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
If they had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Huh? What was
What
camouflage?
if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
Is it the chicken coop chickens? I want to see if it's the chickens.
I got it!
You gotta be kidding me.
Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered
Bro's
it
still awake.
beforehand?
No.
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so. Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no, I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Yeah, you got the knife. Oop, whoopsie.
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it. It's just...
Can't be sure of what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Considering everything up until now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Alright.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body. It's the same one we gave to Makoto. It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it!
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No!
That's wrong, stupid.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
No, that's not possible. The exact condition of the body was written down for everyone to see on a Kuma file.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife
was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer. They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed him. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
That's a good question.
So they
Not
wanted
exactly
us
sure
to
who
notice the
killed her.
stab wound and then detonated the body afterward.
Leon.
They meant for us to latch
You're
onto
right.
the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
It's all making sense.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kind of goes back
I
to
saw
the
Leon in the
beginning,
bushes in the garden. He was hiding.
What's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Bob.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
One explanation I can think of for the explosion.
Completely.
It was the fake nails.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true.
What if she
It's
was taking a
definitely
little nap
bugging me.
now?
What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
You determine what ultimately kills the victim. I need to concentrate. Uh-oh. Watch out, guys. Makoto's gonna concentrate. Okay, we're probably gonna take one.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
Huh?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Absorb.
Okay,
Well,
I absorbed.
yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife,
Right
right?
through head.
And then there's
Killed
only
her.
one other thing.
Oh yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be
Wait, do I
determined,
hit?
correct?
Oh, that's the fatal
The
injury, right?
explosion didn't kill her for
Yeah.
sure. I guess.
Well, yeah.
And it wasn't me
Oh yeah. That's gotta be it.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Then, shall we continue the debate?
Power through here.
The
We're almost done.
No, it's wrong.
Monokuma, can we please take nap time? I'm getting sleepy.
Mukuro died because of the blow
like
to the back
15-minute
of the
break?
head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming
cat
the
maze.
blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
What was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh! I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Wait,
Well, maybe
Blunt
they held
object?
it the other way and hit
Like
her with
a-
the handle.
like a baseball bat.
No way!
It's Leon!
The balance would be all off.
It all
You
makes
wouldn't be able to
sense.
swing it with any kind of power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No
Quickly,
thanks.
I told you
bet
that
you
my
just
arm
hit
just
me
comes
with a
back from the
metal
dead.
end and call it an accident.
Well, I mean, the hair
I'd love
was
to
looking pretty
scoop
red.
out that
Maybe
nasty
just put on
brain
some
of
fake
yours,
nails
throw
just
it
to
on
tell
the
a little
ground
stylish.
and spit on it.
It would make sense.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the
It's all
same
coming
page
together.
this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right?
Sayaka,
Just so
should you attack
happens
Leon
we
just to get the game
already
started?
know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
I have. The real murder weapon is. Is that titanium arrows? Right? That would make sense.
It is.
Alright, yeah, I guess it's just a big metal stick.
I mean,
I don't know why, but I was thinking like.
I got it!
I don't know why, but when I
Mukuro
thought
was
of
hit in the back
titanium
of the
arrows
head
as a
with
murder
something.
weapon, I can only
And
think of like
that's what
Bullseye
killed him.
throwing it.
you've been watching too much Daredevil.
And that
I really
something
have.
was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
Arrow. That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird. Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right! I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I'll blame Nina for doubting it because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret about it. Wait, what? There's another secret? The duct tape? Okay.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
What if it was the duct
Are
tape?
you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin. Talk back to Master! You have no right!
Oh,
The titanium arrow.
using the bloody.
It was in the dojo locker, right?
Is that as padding? I guess so.
Thanks, Sawyer. Thanks, Sawyer.
I
Weird,
have
no?
no doubt that was the murder
What do you mean?
weapon.
Are you sure?
How's that weird?
I don't know, just padding it out.
What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma
Sorry, they tied
file,
the arrows
it said
together.
the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
I'm fucking
It
stupid.
seems like an arrow would just be too thin. Talking back to
Why is it so
Master! You have no
Together,
right!
they create a mighty fascist.
The titanium
Titanium arrow. It was in the dojo. I have no doubt.
Fascist.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because in the
Here, look
Monokuma
like a
file, it
racist.
said the weapon must have been
Byakuya.
about as thick as a metal pipe.
It was you!
It seems like an arrow.
I've seen you going on fortunes.
No, it's wrong.
I think by the time this video gets uploaded,
You're
Fair
right.
Channel will be back.
Just the one arrow would have been
You
too
can only
weak.
hope.
That's
Another weapon.
I'm not hoping.
I mean, it's either that
I don't
or
care,
it's
happens to fortune.
gonna be a little bit dated.
inside the dojo locker.
I mean,
We
I guess
also
we just
found a
dated it
balled
right
up
now.
wad of duct tape. The killer probably
we dated it
used
with,
this duct
water
tape
bucket
to bind
release.
multiple arrows together.
Oh yeah, that too.
Bundling them
I'd be
together
delaying,
using
keep my
the duct
schedule.
tape
Well, I
would
mean, you know,
easily
I
create
get mad
a
if it's
single
wrong.
weapon as
That's
thick
why I
as a
didn't say
pipe.
water bucket release.
And that's exactly
I wanted to.
what the killer did.
You made me want to.
You're the
Tell
problem.
me.
Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks.
Uh-uh.
One stick is weak, but put them together, and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? You even are listening.
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto? What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I have evidence? There's the Kyoko went to the dojo.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was... in my room?
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime. This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, it's not that I want to defend her. It's just... there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just... protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me. Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... which would mean that Kyoko... she killed someone? For me?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know?
Huh? Yakuza should know better than anyone. What does that mean?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Oh.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room. Correct?
I miss.
Could I really have
I'm a
done
failure.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly
I
what I
think it's the other way
I'm
around.
not the killer.
Wait.
You should understand that more than anyone.
Oh yeah.
Master would never.
There's proof that
You're right.
Is that what you're
That would
saying?
be
You
proof.
stated you said I hid and then
Left the locker key in my
Let's go
own
look at
room.
it.
But could I really have done that?
Those words you just...
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you...
There we go.
No,
Oh,
it's wrong.
real I'm surprised that hit it. That's wrong.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room...
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
That's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction to what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie. This isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? Yeah, I know that. The mastermind's trapped. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko? But what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I do? The mastermind is trapped? The victim was Mukuro, and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie? I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? Mastermind's trap.
Do you trust Kyoko?
No. Yeah, I do. Pursue the lie? Let it run away!
Run!
Should I run away? Or should I let it go?
This is the choice. I
Oh man. I'm tempted to let it... I really want to run away. What does run away even do?
just do it. I actually don't remember. I think it's a joke.
Running away isn't going to solve anything. Oh. Alright, well, let's pursue the lies. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko
I
mentioned.
need you to know. I need you to turn
no one
auto
have
off
a
real quick. I need to tell you something.
Yeah?
Very important.
Yeah?
You've made a very good decision.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you one thing about the bad ending.
Yeah?
Hero was right.
Huh? What? What does that mean? You know what? I don't think I want to know. Well, does anyone have a rebuttal?
Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Well, I guess this is it. Damn, I did pretty good. Like, it's only 74 coins. That's not that much, actually.
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the
Those are pretty good, though.
dreadfully
Pretty
wrong
good.
one?
Or shorter.
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Well, guess that's the end of it, huh?
You get a prize!
What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
I fucking hate you, Toko. Everyone, you're wrong! You got it all wrong, I didn't do it!
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone! Good job?
Yep.
They got it right! No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. The whole trial doesn't make any sense. It makes perfect sense!
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like my Minecraft figure fell. Hold on. There we go.
The what?
Thrills! Chills!
You know, my
kills!
Minecraft figure that I got from my McDonald's Minecraft Happy Meal.
Oh.
Had to make sure it was perfectly safe. It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I... Kyoko!
I don't expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Kyoko?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh. Well. Guess this is it for me. So I just gotta sit here and accept my defeat. Do I get to play as Kyoko now?
You can now play as Byakuya.
Fucking no! I would actually blow myself up. Wait, that's alter ego. Oh, yippee, I get to live.
What?
Huh? What's this? What's going on?
Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This is
Alter ego.
Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell! I don't believe this.
It would seem...
You finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us.
Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an inch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash a flap, but you're never gonna see him again.
Yaha!
Waste away in a garbage-strewn pit? In a way, that's an even better special punishment. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world.
Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay. We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
Now it's the masterminds that's in
What did you say?
What do you Ooh.
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Massive high school towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. What? Two things you need to attend this school. Oh. One, you need to already be attending high school. Two, you have to have the very best. You have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. Standing there at the gate of the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students was me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I've ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Finally, I could feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. It was an awful smell. In a vast, dark cavern with the barest hint of light seeping in, trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in here till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remember all too well what had happened. Alter Ego saved me. And he used up the little bit of his strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. With that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of there. Is that an airplane? That's a rocket and a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. Well, if I'm not getting out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are all around a bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides, but that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was the only way to preserve what little strength I had left, after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. But the strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched the pile of garbage jostle up and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from above. What could it have been? Carefully stretched my hand toward whatever it was that tumbled down from here with me.
Just a second.
Huge piece of trash. Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
Kyoko?
Indeed.
You look like you're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad to hear that, Kyoko. You got a bit of garbage in your hair. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Whew, that really hit the spot. Now I got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not! After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is all about... The fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good for. Oopsie. I read that wrong. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. So how can we get out, please? Please? But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me? To pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone? During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew? But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that, you didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive, no matter the cost. Whoa! You need to drink water. And I'm out of water. That's not good. Why'd you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to
In
survive
other words,
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope's Peak for one very important reason. So you have a reason for coming to Hope's Peak?
indeed.
That's right. At least I did once. Once? Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot, but that's... Then, is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? First thing. We're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted when I woke up. I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself. A disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that point, I had forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by a chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive. It was the work of the Mastermind. They stole my memory. But... why do they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the Mastermind's plan. So the Mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
It could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the Mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. Which is why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that, we all worked as one. The Mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the Mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it. It's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? Mastermind. One of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However...
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the Mastermind. That was just my intuition, but... I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the Mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
It's just like that dream I had before. Why did that just happen?
Listen.
Are you okay? Oh, yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey.
Even now I still trust you, you know? I'm just not used to relying on others.
Correct.
I know I never asked you for help. I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own? So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So...
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. You mentioned your ability? Ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. Wow, what a shocker!
Correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in school. I had to find someone? Who?
So...
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. What?
In other words...
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Yoko's dad is Hope's Peak headmaster? And that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved.
Huh?
No matter... So...
My memory hadn't come back at that point. But when he said but when he said that, I felt strange. Makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so that there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Then, what did you see in there?
so...
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawer dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind,
It's
right?
true.
That was my assumption, yes. And to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found in the headmaster's room along with Mukuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was room to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time. I figured the headmaster would have some kind of private room there. I assumed that if that were true, the room would most likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room there?
However...
Once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? Part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in the school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
So...
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself. I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. It sounded like it must be important, and really ominous.
However...
Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mukuru Ikusaba, right?
However...
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her? What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mukuru Ikusaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
Indeed.
I stole the key and disappeared, and in retaliation, they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? Mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of the school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly.
In other words...
Mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. Mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like Mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
Hey.
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuru Ikusaba. What's that? There was a point where Mukuru may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
Indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? What do you mean? During the night?
I
can hear them, you know. Footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. What? That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened to you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow across the corridor. I gave chase right away and I followed it. I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran to your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised and the dojo key wound up in my room. It has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class to eliminate me. So, all of this would mean that whoever killed Mukuru is also the mastermind, right? I don't have any conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if it's true. If true, it means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? Mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try to kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. It's not just Mukuru. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So, what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mukuru was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
Think about the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking
That's
about what happened a year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Tragedy, whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair? That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're, make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Whew. Dream Island rocket? Yay! Alright, well, we are going to end the stream for tonight. Any final words, Tanner?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry you didn't get the gallery piece for the bad ending, but
I don't think I wanted that.
yeah.
Alright. Good night, everybody.